women will invest in their bodies.
Yeah.
They get their hair done.
Yep.
They get their nails done.
Yeah.
They'll get a breast lift. They do liposuction. They do BBLs. The biggest investment in general for men is to get a haircut.
Haircut.
Got to get a haircut.
And then for those that say, okay, I'll pay for a gym membership or maybe I get some supplements. But actually, overall, it's hard to get some dudes just put on lotion.
I'm one of
You
them.
know, I'm like, I can't even get this dude.
Hey, I don't know why.
You know,
I believe he was
like,
looking at your hands when he said that.
Yeah. We back, baby. Another week, another episode of Seven Smoke Cigar Table Talk, man. I'm here with my guys, my brothers, my compadres. You know what I'm saying?
Seven Smoke Cigar Table Talk.
And you on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing out there? It's a great day to be on Seven Smoke Cigar Table Talk.
It's a great day to be on the show.
Great day to be on. Man, we got a great action-packed interview. It's more like family now.
Yeah.
I think we had an interview already before we even started the interview.
Two of
A little
them.
bit,
Two
man.
of them, really.
Yeah.
Two of them, man.
So man, we ain't gonna hold it. We ain't gonna hold it up. We gonna go ahead and get this thing started. But before we get started, we just gonna go around the room and tell you who we got. To my left, who I got.
Oh man, hey Diggity Dog checking in. Y'all know what time it is. Yes, sir.
Cigar Law in the building, man. At the kitty table, still.
And you got me, BYRD Bird. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and last but not least, you got yours truly. If you don't know, get to know. Mr. Saber Horse Rider Cowboy Cow, that is. Let the cowboy have that home today. But listen, man, a great interview that's for to come up. Last but not least, we have one of the greatest doctors on this side of heaven over here,
This out of heaven. That's like
Dr.
that.
Melvin
I like
Fussell.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
And
welcome.
He's gonna give us an interview on today.
Yeah.
He's our VIP guest.
VIP guest.
VIP, whatever you want to put them that MVP on, that VIP on. That's what it is, man. He's one of them guys, a hidden gem that really needs to be heard on what he do. So it's gonna be a real good interview tonight for sure. That everybody need to tune in, especially those men. Us men need to tune in to hear this right here tonight also. So like you said, like Calvin said, no further ado, man.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fussell in the building, baby.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today,
man.
Mr. Fussell?
All right.
Dr. Fussell.
Dr. Fussell.
I'm doing great. I just want to say thank you guys, Seven Smoke,
Yes, indeed.
for inviting me on your show, man. I consider it an honor to sit here with you guys.
Man.
I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah,
the thing
too.
is that just to have a chance just to talk about, you know, what I do. Just a little short introduction, or what you gonna do an introduction?
Oh, no, you
okay.
can now. You can do it.
You now.
Hey.
I'm Dr. Melvin Fussell. I got kind of a varied background. Some people call me a bent arrow, you know, because my background is kind of different. Actually, the thing is that I went to Tuskegee in electrical engineering. And I came out of Tuskegee. I worked as a design engineer for the F-15 fighter for several years. And then I got this wild hair that maybe one day I might be a doctor. But I thought I was just too far removed from the medical field as an electrical engineer, because I grew up with my dad doing electrical contracting. You know, we used to wire houses and all this
That was
other
in
kind
you
of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so the thing was that I decided there to go from electrical engineering to bioengineering, trying to get closer to the medical field. So I went to the University of Washington in Seattle. To get prepared, I went to Fort Valley State, and that's where I did all my pre-med courses and all this other kind of stuff. Fort Valley State made a big impact. So, you know, going from Tuskegee to Fort Valley State. Then I ended up at University of Washington. When I was at University of Washington in bioengineering, I was the third African-American in the history of their program
Wow.
in bioengineering.
Look at that.
Yeah, so then from there, I got into, while I was doing bioengineering, I got into med school, University of Wisconsin, you know, top 30 medical school. So I did University of Wisconsin, and from Wisconsin, I decided while I was there, after medical school, I decided I wanted to be a urologist. I wanted to be a surgeon. So I went to MCG in Augusta. That's Medical College of Georgia. It's got a different name now, but this is University of Georgia's medical school.
Gotcha.
And I was the second black in the history of their general surgery program.
Wow.
You know, trust me, they took me through it because I can tell you honestly, my first day, I walked into the operating room. The nurse stopped me at the door, and she said, "It's not time to mop the room yet."
Oh,
no.
man.
And I said, "I'm not here to mop the room.
Oh,
I'm the resident." And everybody froze because they hadn't seen a black resident.
Oh man.
You know, so the thing was is that if that tells you what it was like coming through that program. So then I went from there into my specialty, which is urology, and I'm the first black to graduate from in urology at MCG at the time.
That's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
man.
So it's been-
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate
Man,
it.
history
That bomb,
and-
congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Out of all this talking we've been doing the last couple nights,
Man.
that I didn't know that one. That's impactful right there for sure, man.
Yes, sir.
That's dope. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I can tell you now, after going through all that, man, you start to develop a relationship with the Lord.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Now you built different. Now, yeah.
I can tell you.
sure.
I can tell you.
Yes, indeed.
I got stories. I got stories.
Good. We want to hear him, man. We definitely want to hear him for sure.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure, for sure. Hey, so, where are you from? Originally.
I grew up in. I was born in Americus, Georgia,
okay.
Oh, wow.
but I grew up in Macon, Georgia. All my family's out of Blackshear, you know, down by Waycross.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Bless you.
So, but you know, basically,
Oh,
I'm a country boy.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is I love to hunt. You know, that's what I do with my cousins. Shout out to 24/7 Hunt. You know, if you guys ever come across them, look them up. So the thing is that you know, we do a lot of deer hunting, duck, dove, you know, elk, you know, hogs.
Y'all get up out of
Oh,
here.
man.
We get on it, and you know, we eat what we kill.
That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about. Live off the
Yeah,
land.
so you know, a lot of people like to play golf, and I'm like, golf is a game, hunting is a lifestyle.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah.
So what's your talking about hunting? So what is your weapon of choice?
Well, it depends on what I'm hunting. You know, thing about it is that, you know, I always tell guys, I said, look, you know, you aim a rifle, but you point a shotgun. So
Yeah.
it's totally
Yeah.
different. So, you know, if I'm hunting, because with a shotgun, I'm really not as good.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
because we
right.
get around there and my buddies, you know, we like to get out there when it get close to dove season. You know, we're gonna go out here and shoot clay and all this other kind of stuff. So, you know, the bets are out there. You know,
Yeah.
if you come up low guy, you got to buy everybody drinks. You know, and I'm out there stressing, man. I'm trying to keep up. You know, but when it comes to a rifle, you know, I could drive a nail.
Come on now.
Yeah. So my favorite deer rifle is a Tika 25-06.
Oh,
You know,
there you go,
so
Kev.
it's lightweight. You know, so when I'm hiking back to the woods and all this other kind of stuff, you know, but when I practice, I don't just try to hit bullseye. I try to shoot hole in hole. I try to shoot
wow.
back into the hole that I just
That's
shot.
right.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so I've actually, you know, been there sighting in my gun, and you know, it's 3 holes on the paper, and he was like, "Well, how many times did you shoot?" I'm like, "I shot 5."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
yeah, but I'm shooting back into the same hole.
Gotcha.
Some of my longer shots, you know, like when I was getting ready for elk season, you know, like 500 yards, you know, stuff like that. And I've never had
That's a
any
long way,
training.
yeah.
This is just, you know, country boy.
Elk
you know.
season. Where you? Where,
Yeah.
elk season. That's
gotta go out west.
that's
yeah,
out
I
west.
went. Where you
Yeah.
go? Where
Out
did you
west.
go for elk season?
I went to Wyoming, you know, and I had to get in shape for that, man, because, you know, yeah, yeah, you know, around here we sea level.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, you know, when you get up there 8,000 feet,
Man.
you know, the air is thin.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I call myself working out, getting ready, trying to be in shape.
When
You know,
play.
but you know, my guide that was with me, he would stop. You know, he'd be like, because he's listening to my breathing.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "You good?" It wouldn't take me long to recover.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stop getting short of breath. But you know, I recovered. I'm like, "Let's go." But it was only one time I was up in the mountains and I actually got a little scared.
Oh, short
And I can tell you, I saw a dog print, but it was bigger than my hand.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a bear.
Bigfoot.
That's a wolf.
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 Yeah. So I saw this dog print, and I was like, dude, that dog print is bigger than my hand. He was like, that's a wolf. And I was
Man, a
like,
wolf?
yes.
Dog.
Yeah, and I was
I
like,
wouldn't have never-
That was a werewolf.
I was like, so we need to go, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it's only one set of tracks. He was like, if it was a group, then I'm like, we need to go, because the thing is you'll be up there
Yes.
and you'll see this big wolf coming at you. That ain't the
That's
threat.
the one.
It's the ones behind
Behind
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. Those wolves are
I
really
love
sad,
the
man.
story behind
Yes,
the wolves.
You know, you up there, you
They are
think you
smart.
hunting, no, you're the hunted.
Yes, sir.
I was like, dude, I'm cool with getting off this mountain. Let's go.
We can go ahead on and go.
We can
Come
go.
back,
We
Yeah.
can go.
Oh man, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I saw a wolf in taxidermy, man. His body, from shoulders back to his hinds, actually reached from here over to you guys.
Really?
I mean, it was.
Nah.
I always seen him on TV though,
he
man.
He walk on hind legs.
Yeah, never seen a wolf in person like
Dude.
at even at the
Yeah.
zoo, man. They be little
Look at
bitty
me.
ones, man.
Look at me.
Huh?
Look at me.
Man,
I'm a wolf, dog.
little puppy.
Why you just couldn't accept? Why you just couldn't accept that was a wolf? Man?
Because, man,
Golly.
the wolf bigger than you and you calling yourself the wolf.
I change up at night. You better watch out.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
So
That is what's
that's a
up.
great hobby, hunting.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's,
man.
that's a great hobby.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
guess
that's
that
the
helps.
lifestyle.
That helps with the fueling of getting back to when you come back to actually caring for the people.
Yeah, man. I mean, and the thing about when we hunt, it's from the field to the table.
That's right.
So I don't take anything to a processor, and we skin it out ourselves.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
man.
talking
Dress it right
That's
there.
good.
We
huh?
dress them out, quarter them up, pack them on ice, drain the blood. I'm making sausage and burgers and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm just like, my freezer's full.
Man.
So did you have to do that first ritual with your elk when they put the blood on your forehead and stuff?
Or you drink it.
No, ain't no drink.
I think I did put like some blood on my cheek, but I was up there hunting horns,
Okay.
So I got a trophy room where all my horns and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Gotcha.
neat. That's nice right there, man. That's
Man.
nice. That's nice. That's nice.
That's what's up.
So back on the journey, the doctor journey, man. Like, what was the most difficult time, other than sound like the University of Georgia Medical School when they thought you was a janitor. So what other challenging time that you dealt with before you became, fully in there? Before
Well, I can
surgery?
tell you, man, because I was the first African American to come through their program. Some of the stuff that I went through is not even legal today.
Oh man.
When you're on call as a resident, you have to stay in the hospital. So I was on call basically every other night, and I'm thinking like everybody's doing the same thing, and during that year or during that period of time, I'm thinking everybody took everybody took the same amount I did. I found out I did 6 months
Wow.
of every other night call
Wow.
when everybody else did 3.
Wow.
I lost weight. I slept with it. There were times where I just never went home. I remember going in the hospital, on a Monday, and I didn't get a chance to go back home till like the next Saturday or Sunday. I just asked my wife. I said, "Can you just bring me some clean draws?"
Wow.
Because I'm wearing scrubs all the
Yeah.
time. I'm putting back on the same underwear. I'm like, yo, okay.
Man.
I just need some clean draws.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that, what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
That's right.
So my thing was that I basically lived in the hospital. So, being that eager guy to be in the operating room or whatever, I would walk in and out of surgeries, like I ain't got nothing to do right now. I'm rounded on my patients. And I walk into a case with general surgery. I say, hey, y'all need somebody to help retract? Can I come in? I'm a urologist. They're like, cool.
Yeah.
Young boy, come on in here.
Yeah.
So, I'm scrubbing in on all kinds of surgeries and all this other kind of stuff. just because I just wanted to develop good hands.
Yeah, gaining knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowing,
Yeah.
seeing it all.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's
Game planning.
Yeah, it's a difference when you spend so much time operating or whatever, where you get comfortable. So but I've seen tough cases, where you got a patient on the table and you're like, can I get them off the table?
Mm.
Man.
And I actually had to stop, go put my head to the wall,
Wow.
and just pray.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I was like, because I don't know what to do.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about being comfortable, talking about being having people on the table. When did you have the feeling, or when did you know that, like, I got it?
Mm.
The thing is that it's one thing as a resident, when you're doing cases and you got, the mentors right there, that are teaching you. But then when you get out on your own, you're by yourself, so now you're doing these big cases by yourself and you realize it's all on you, so that's when you have to turn the corner and you have to be confident about what you do and stuff like that. So, that's the process, and it's a lot of pressure. As a black surgeon, you're only as good as your last surgery.
Come on.
That's right.
Because there are people say in a minute, he over there killing people.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter
Yes,
if I
sir.
saved 1,000.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But if I lose
That
one,
That's it.
Yeah, that's
right,
what
he
they do.
killing people.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter.
Yeah,
You never do enough good. I tell
So
you.
You
what-
never know.
Yeah.
So what would be considered a big case?
Doing stuff like taking kidneys out, a nephrectomy. A bigger case would be like taking a bladder out, a cystectomy.
I got you.
Stuff like that, taking prostates out. I was on the renal transplant team. Stuff like that.
Okay.
But at that point in my career, I love doing those open surgeries, and but you can be standing at the operating room table, 7-8 hours.
Oh.
I remember having a nurse come and just slip candy under my mask,
Yeah.
just to keep me going.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting there operating for so long.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Just
So there's
concentrating
small-
on
yeah,
that particular area,
Apples.
trying to save somebody or get something out
8
or
hours.
put it in, and
Yeah.
man, 8 hours, man.
So what's really like what has been your longest surgery? I would ask.
I think it was over 10 hours. It was that case I was talking about,
Uh-huh.
where basically I was taking a lady's kidney out and she had created so much fibrosis. Everything in there was rock hard.
Oh man.
And the thing was is that it was stuck against her vena cava, which is that thin wall vessel going back to the heart.
Come on now.
And if I cut into the vena cava, there was no way to close it. So she would have bled out on the table. So the thing was is that I actually stopped and I put my head against the wall, and the nurse was like, "What are you doing?" It was like, he's praying.
Give me my moment. Give me my moment.
So at that point I called for help.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got no ego.
That's right.
And I was like, come help me. I called up another general surgeon and I said, look, I need help. I cannot get this out. And we were in there probably over close to 10 hours plus. We got it out, but
It's a
it
long
was
time.
a
It was tough.
hell of a
You
case.
saved. You saved. Like you.
Yeah. She
Okay.
did fine. We got the kidney out. We got all the cancer. You come out and your body just hurts.
Yeah.
Because you've just been operating in that position for
And
so
mentally,
long.
I mean, like
You just drained.
like
You're just
golly.
drained, man.
Yeah, that's
I don't have
crazy.
nothing left.
Wow.
I know I'll be sweating up under my clothes every
Dude,
10 hours.
yeah.
I'll be swimming before the surgery.
I know, man.
Wouldn't know what to do.
You need some kahunas.
So you operate. I mean, from what I've gained from talking to you the last couple of days, or the last day or so, what's your main focus when it comes to the surgical side of things? Like your title, but I mean, it's so many things we talked about tonight that you actually got your hands on. So, like, what's your main focus, your main base?
Now?
Yes.
Well, the thing is that, it's been a process.
Okay.
I actually, being a general urologist, and being the only black urologist in the area, unfortunately, I was put in a position where, the hospital only gave me operative time on Fridays.
Wow.
Fridays when everybody was tired. Everybody wanted to go home.
Wow.
That was my day to get all my cases done.
That's
So,
crazy.
that's when I was like, hey, I need my own private operating room, and all this other kind of stuff. So it really pushed me to, open up my own private surgery center so I can get my cases done.
Yeah.
The big cases I did at hospital, but the stuff that I had to do on a regular basis,
Private stuff,
looking
yeah.
in somebody's bladder or,
Yeah.
Right.
doing a circumcision or a vasectomy or something like that, or, a simple resection of the prostate, breaking up kidney stones. I could do that in my private center,
Right.
so we were like going, and because it's my center, everybody moved at my pace,
That's right.
so I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
So the thing is that, it just kind of forced me to do that. But then, over time, I started getting tired, because, after doing this for over 20 years, we're just hella busy. I'm seeing hundreds and hundreds of patients every month. Sometimes I'm operating 7 days a week.
God.
And, and dealing with the insurance companies, it's like dealing with the mafia.
Oh,
they definitely
Oh,
mafia.
they
Yeah.
see.
That's definitely
Yeah,
mafia.
I can tell you that to do a biopsy on a guy, and I diagnose prostate cancer, and then the insurance company comes back and says the biopsy wasn't warranted.
What?
I'm like, what are you talking about? I diagnosed cancer. This guy had an elevated PSA, and I fought for 6 months just to get that one. Finally, I had to go to the insurance commissioner, and then they paid me immediately. So it just helped me understand the game. There's almost like an algorithm out there where insurance companies are going to turn down so many people,
Right.
so many doctors, and then the whole hope is that you're going to give up because you got limited resources to keep fighting for reimbursement.
Right.
So if you're a solo physician, so back in the day, 80% of doctors were solo. That's flipped now. 80% of doctors work for hospitals. The other 20% are still solo. But at this point, it's so hard to be in private practice that most doctors just have become employees and they work for the hospital. Because it's just so hard to get paid by insurance companies. So the game is different. So, people say, oh, you're a rich doctor. Nah, man, it ain't like that no more. To resect a prostate back in the day, let's say late 80s, early 90s, a doctor would get paid $3,000 to do that case. I might do 5 of those in a day, in a surgery day. But now, that's $400.
God, too many.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
That done went slaps down.
yeah.
What?
So when you sign a contract with the insurance company, you sign that you agree to accept, the payments and all this. You cannot go after the patient, and then the next thing you know, it's kind of like, be happy we're paying you. I
That's
can tell you this.
That's extortion.
Like you said, the mafia, man.
That's extortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I can tell you this, several months back, the president of United Healthcare was murdered.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. That kid,
Read into what I'm saying.
I heard you loud and clear.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes.
If your
because
mom
they
and dad
would-
is
yep.
over here and they've been paying premiums all these years and now they need help,
and you won't help them.
and now all of a sudden the insurance company say, no,
Yeah.
we're not paying for your cancer medication. But I've been paying my premiums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes
Everything
sense,
I need
yeah.
to do to make
That's
sure
right.
everything is good.
I need my medication, but, they denied it.
Boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
So that's
You
why the
playing.
cheering was going on when they was walking through
Yeah.
the court when it was walking out for
Yes, for
What he
yeah.
did was wrong,
Yeah.
but I understand.
Yeah, you
but
understand
I
why he
understand.
did it. Yeah,
I understand. The thing is like,
that pressure.
It's
will
harsh
take you.
reality, but
dude, they are unbelievable,
Wow.
but they're so powerful.
Yeah.
But your question was, what do I do now? I can speak freely now because I kind of decided to sell my practice because I was getting burned out, and now I do more cosmetic urology. So basically, what I do now is on a cash basis. You know, so the thing is that once you get from under the lion's paw, you can poke your chest out and say, yeah.
There you go.
Now,
You been doing it now,
yeah.
baby. So yeah.
Now, let me tell you what they doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I was gonna ask you. You said burnout. I was gonna ask you over the years, man. From what you told me, I'm already inspired. I want to be a doctor now, by the way. So if I say I'm Dr. Cigar Law, respect me.
I am not responsible
See,
for what comes after
I'm
that.
just saying.
I'm with you.
start
I'm with you,
calling
Dr. McGee.
Thank
I'm
you,
with you.
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm with you. I'm about there with you already now.
You already there with
Yeah,
me?
I'm already there.
Man, golly.
Don't hate, man. It's okay.
I ain't hating.
Rich dude.
Dude.
So so the burnout stage, like you said you working those hours and you use the word burnout, and I was gonna ask you, like, have you had that moment to the point where like it's just too overwhelming, and that burnout stage is like it's man, it's
really
like
don't care
you know what I'm
much.
saying? It's
Man,
like
I'm ready to go
I'm
ahead and
done with
just
this.
done.
How many times have you got close to that stage of that burnout stage?
Well, let me just say it like this: you play football.
Yes.
The thing is that you know what it's like to be physically tired. So the thing about it, but you also know being physically tired is different from being mentally tired.
Absolutely.
When you're mentally tired, because you're chief of police and you got all this stuff coming at you and stress and all this other, sometimes you just get mentally tired. It's not your body.
You're right.
You're just mentally tired. It takes longer
Yes, sir.
to recover from being mentally tired than physically tired.
sir.
I can take a nap,
Yeah.
Right.
go to bed early,
Physical.
wake up.
Yeah.
Mentally tired, man, it takes days
Yeah.
to
Sometimes
bounce back.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. And in your profession, you've seen both.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about mentally tired. Being mentally tired. How is it when you're mentally tired and you're going through the motions with the different cases? How do you still stay compassionate with the patients and stuff like that? Being sometimes mentally burnt out, mentally tired.
Sometimes it's difficult, man. I can tell you, I got a routine where, before I pull out my driveway, I have prayer in the car by
Come on
myself.
now. That's me. That's me all day.
Asking the Lord to guide my steps and my thoughts and all this other. And then the thing is that, I believe in praying with my patients,
That's right.
because it calms them down, So the thing is that, for me, it was just a lot of prayer. Because just like I was saying, I'm only as good as my last surgery. So I always kind of go into it looking for the snakes in the grass. You know how you walking in the grass, you ain't see that snake,
Oh yeah.
and he bit you.
Oh yeah.
You didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
It is.
Now imagine if that snake is, I missed a lab that I didn't check.
Yeah.
Or I didn't realize they had infection in their urine. And now I'm passing a scope through their bladder and I spread the infection. And now they're in an intensive care unit because I missed seeing that urinalysis. I missed it. Or the nurse didn't give it to me. Or, or being actually in a case and they you ask the nurse for one thing and they give you something different. They made a mistake, but it was in your hands.
That's right.
That mistake is
Right,
on
it's
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
on you.
So the thing is that, in the operating room, everything has to be labeled to try to cut down on mistakes, wrong side surgery and all this other kind of stuff. So, my thing is that, I would tell nurses, first of all, I like to play jazz because I don't want anybody else's words in my head.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a distraction.
That's right.
Then the other thing is that, the side conversations where you're talking about your kids, I'm like, nah. If you want to talk about your kids, you need to leave the operating room, because we got, and they would say, Dr. Fussell, you're so mean. I was like, I got one friend in this operating room and they're asleep on the table.
Come on now.
I said, I'm not here to be your friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about your kids.
Right.
We're going to focus on this surgery, or you can leave the operating room. And they'd be like, oh, he's so hard and difficult to work with. But then at the end of the day, if your mom or daddy's sick,
Yep.
you bring them to see me.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So that was confirmation for me right there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
They're gonna need me before I need you.
That's right. That's right.
You're gonna need me before I need you.
I care about one person. That's my
That's
patient.
right. That's good.
That's all I care about.
So you were saying something about prayer when you leave your driveway, getting ready to leave out your driveway. For you, is having faith, believing in God, is that something that's a requirement in order to make it doing what you do?
You know, thing about it is that I grew up in the Baptist church. My dad's a minister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my father-in-law is a minister. You know, best friends that are ministers. I'm a deacon and a trustee at my church. So the thing is that all I know to do is lean on what I know.
Come on,
Oh
sir.
man,
That's it. Stick
Yes,
with
sir.
what you
Come
got,
on
baby.
with it. Come
that
on.
playbook right there.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's it. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't credit. You know, you ain't got to believe in God. You do what you do.
That's right.
That's right.
This is what I do.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's
So
right.
that's how you-
Everybody got an answer at the end.
Everybody got to. There
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
choose.
Yes, sir.
For me and
fact.
my house,
Right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a
There you
fact.
go.
we serve
I'm
the
with you
Lord.
when you're right.
So-
I'm a Baptist man too, but come on.
Yeah. So, is there anybody that's in your family that's in the same field or following in your footsteps?
Yeah, there are a bunch of doctors in my family.
Wow,
My uncle is an orthopedic surgeon,
Okay.
retired admiral from the Navy. My brother is in Albany. Shouts out to Michael Fussell,
Okay.
interventional pain specialist in Albany, Georgia.
Okay.
The dude is good at what he does.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's
Okay.
dropping needles and spines.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
That's big.
yeah.
Hey.
So if you're in Albany, Georgia,
Uh-huh.
and you got pain and you want somebody who can really do well and
Right.
take care of you,
Boss
and we'll,
lady, you
and we'll
hear
pray
that?
for you.
Yes. Sweetheart, if you hear that, hey, we gonna holler Mr. Fussell brother over there in Albany.
Yep.
right?
Fussell.
Dr. Michael Fussell.
Michael Fussell. Yes, Dr.
Yeah.
Michael Fussell.
Yeah.
The kids, are they gonna follow in those same?
Oh
footsteps?
no. My kids told me, they said, "Dad, we saw what you went through. We don't want to do that."
Oh, okay.
You know, and
That's
I
respect.
I respect
That's respect.
that.
That's
you know.
respect for them to say what they said to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
dang, that's like a lot. And my dad, he did it. He has arrived over the obstacles and
Yeah.
everything. So like, yeah, we see what you do. So we can't. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have anything else to do. And the patience.
Yeah, my daughter's into fashion.
Okay.
You know, and she does a lot of things. If you want to follow her, Slay by Trinity.
Slayed by
Did I say
Trinity.
that
Slave
right?
by Trinity.
Shameless
Yeah.
plug.
So you can go look her up and stuff like that. She does a lot of fashion.
Okay.
She's up in New Jersey, New York.
Oh, she in a good
You
area.
know,
then.
and my
Fashion.
son's kind
Yeah.
of different. My son's doing his own thing. He and I have a lot of conversations because we're very close. And I told him, I said, look, you know what they teach you to do in America. They teach you to go to school, get in debt,
Yeah.
all right, buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
get in debt,
Yeah.
buy a car, get in debt. So now you got all this debt. Now you gotta work.
You gotta work.
You know, and everybody patting you on the back because you got a house, you got a new car. Oh, they doing well, but they got debt.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm like, son, you know, I paid for you to go to FAMU. You graduated with no debt. I was like, look, the biggest insult that you can do for me at this point is to go get in
Go
debt.
get in debt.
I said, what I want you to do is live free.
Right.
Don't do what I did, because I did all the same stuff. You know, I got the house, the cars, you know, all this other kind of stuff. But I got all this debt, you know, because I got to pay for that stuff. And you guys can relate, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody think it's cool when you pull up in that BMW,
Yeah.
you know. But the thing is that it costs. So think, you know, that phone was ringing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
QPD.
Uh-oh.
Did we stop?
No,
We're,
we're good.
we're gonna still go.
We're gonna still go.
So,
So the thing is that my son, you know, playing soccer and having a chance to live in different countries and all this other kind of stuff. You know, I told him, whatever you do, don't do what I did. Don't get in debt. Learn to live free. Now, this dude is working on his third language.
Wow.
You know, he's been living in Brazil, Paraguay. You know, he's fluent, you know, of course, English, Spanish, and now he's working on Portuguese.
Oh, wow.
So the thing is that, and his whole thing is, I don't care to live in the United States. So when he's here, he's only here for a period of time. But, you know, I'm just like, it's a hell of a lifestyle, you know, because he goes and he lives in different countries and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, That's what I'm
what's
talking
up.
about.
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
I live vicariously through him.
Yeah, hey, I'm living through it right now
Hey,
too. 'Cause
man,
I
dude.
barely know English.
You ain't lying, man.
Yeah, that's good.
All I know is Taco Bell. Fogo that child. That's it.
So if you can kind of give any advice to somebody that's probably gonna be watching this episode, that's probably wanting to possibly get into that field, the medical field, what advice would you give them?
I can tell you it's hard to get into the medical field. You got to have good grades. You got to put your time in, and it's a respectable field. My wife always say if you're going to go into the medical field, going into it with a plan to get out. Understand that the medical field is controlled by insurance companies and things of that sort. It's still a respectable profession, but if you decide that you don't want to get into the medical field, if you can't beat them, join them.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, own your own insurance company.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I got
There you go.
friends.
That's how you play chess. Yeah.
that's how you play.
That's how you
I
do
can tell
it.
you, I got a frat brother of mine, man, and I'm almost ashamed to tell the story. Shouts out to my frat brother. So he owns a State Farm agency, and every time I look up, this dude is, he's running the Boston Marathon. He's a scratch golfer. He's hiking in the mountains. He's running in Paris and all this other kind of stuff. And I said, bruh, you don't work. And he said, you know what? I'm going to stop telling you what I do because you're jealous of me. Immediately, man, my temperature went like that. I was pissed. I'm jealous of you. And I realized I got so upset because I was.
Oh.
There's this whole thing about you can have money, but you ain't got no time.
The time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the guy over here, this doctor. He's working hard, whatever, but he got money, but he ain't got no time.
Yeah.
No time.
Then you be over here, you got time, but you ain't got no money. That's a guy sitting on the side of the street with, panhandling and whatever. Over here, he got all the time in the world, but he ain't got no money. The happiest guy is in the middle. He got money and time.
Both of them.
How many people got money and time?
That's
If you can ever figure out how to have money and time, now I think this last generation of kids, they're more on it now, because of the internet and stuff
Oh,
like
my
that.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn how to have basically, money and time.
Yeah.
Gotta have some residual in it to have that.
You got to.
Yeah, you gotta be making money while you sleep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know we've been talking about it. Not for me, I got a whole bunch of ideas, but my thing is just, I think the furthest thing from my mind is just actually stepping out and actually doing something. Because
Jump, baby, jump.
you can't be scared. Because if you're scared, you ain't gonna do it.
Can't be afraid of
Jumping
height.
on people's furniture.
Scared.
Better jump out there.
Maybe I need to be some furniture that I can jump on. You know what I'm saying?
Scared money can't make money.
That's true.
Hey, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
mindful
man.
right there.
I remember saying that Steve Harvey, who I've had a chance to sit down and talk to and stuff like that,
Man.
This dude was talking about, and I can't say it like he said, of course, Steve got his.
Is it
Steve.
about being afraid of heights? You can't be afraid of heights.
No, he was talking about jump.
Jump. Yeah,
Jump.
that's it. Yeah,
Jump.
Yeah, I read this.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
could actually look it up
Yeah.
on YouTube where he's talking about jump.
Jump, man.
So you got this idea or you want to change something, and he's like, you got to be willing to jump.
Yeah.
And and it's like jumping off a cliff.
Wow.
Where you let go of everything and you jump off the cliff. And as you jump off the cliff, you're waiting for that parachute to open.
Right.
But you hitting the rocks, it's hard.
Yes.
You're bumping and all this other kind of stuff. Your heart is racing because you wonder, is this parachute going to finally open?
Come out. Yeah. Man.
And then finally, the parachute opens and you realize the blessing in your life because you changed your whole life because you were willing to jump.
You're willing to jump. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That inspired me around 2017, and it still took me some time. I listened to him say it, but it didn't click until 2019
Yeah.
when I came up with this cigar brand in South Georgia, which I had no one around me to give me no type of insight about the cigar culture, other than Atlanta and Tampa and all that good stuff. But I'm like, I like cigars, so and I'm black, and I don't know no black cigar smokers around here, but I'm a jump. I'm a jump. I'm gonna just see who jumps on, who catch on to what I'm trying to do. However, it transpired. And I was consistent with it, and the parachute did come out, and gained a whole bunch of brothers and sisters on the way down, man. So it was that inspired me around 2017, but I finally really jumped 2018 to start something that really was kind of like unprecedented in the South Georgia area, in Valdosta area rather. So that was that story behind Steve Harvey definitely. I never forgot it, and it helped me out. And to this day, it's still helping me out. Just like, can't be afraid of heights, baby. You gotta jump. You gotta
That's
jump
right.
if you
I
want to.
congratulate you, man.
That sacrifice.
Because it takes courage to jump.
Yeah. And sometimes, man, when you jump and going down and like you said, you're hitting them bumps and everything, it's not as bad as what you think.
Especially
It's not that bad.
Oh man, you can speak for that for sure.
Oh man.
Come on now.
Man.
I mean, coming
Man,
from
yes.
that huge leap. I mean, I think most of us can contest to that. Like we made that leap. A lot of us made that leap, man. And on the way down, we gained some skills, some people. And my pops always say, man, investing in people is better than money.
Oh yeah.
Cause you never know, when the people that show up when you ain't expecting the money. Seems like you got to fight for that almost.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
You invest in people,
for
man.
real.
For real. Yeah. So that definitely that's inspiring.
Yeah, man. If you want to make money, be willing to give.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Gotta be a
right.
giver.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
You heard that?
That's a
You
fact.
heard that?
Well, I give a lot.
Did you hear that?
I give a lot, boy.
You heard that?
What you insinuating?
What you mean, man?
What you mean?
I'm just saying. Man.
You better, all right, Rachel.
Dude, what?
But talking about jumping, man, like a lot of times when you think about jumping, sometimes I think sometimes we panic, not knowing that we got something to rely on.
Dude, what you finna get into now is this whole thing about faith.
Yes, sir.
You know, because
Yes,
when
sir.
you step out there, when you jump off that cliff, chasing your dream, it becomes a faith walk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Because it ain't gonna always start out. It ain't gonna always be easy,
that's right.
and you're gonna be looking at things that ain't working out. Your bank account is tight.
Yeah.
You move.
Yes,
you're
sir.
stealing from Peter to pay Paul.
Come on now.
You're just trying to make it. Because you're like, did I make a bad decision? But then the thing is, you just got to keep working.
Gotta keep
working about that dream and all this stuff. Because faith without works is dead.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you got to keep working on your dream. That's the whole thing about minding your business. I ain't worried about what you do. I'm just minding.
Minding
I'm
my-
digging.
that's
I'm
right.
minding my own business.
Minding my own business.
Minding.
Y'all missed that.
Y'all missed that. Right.
I hear
Mind-
You said digging. I'm like,
You gotta dig. You gotta
minding my own
mind. You gotta
Wow.
dig and mind your
Wow.
own
Yes,
business.
Oh my God.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
that's
so-
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Hold on, let me write. Hold on, let me
That's
write.
what,
Let me write.
that's what you were talking about
Let me
as
write,
far
let me
as
write.
what I had. That'll be more on the line of what I was going through.
Yeah,
Because
right,
I went
yeah.
through opening my own business at the beginning of COVID when things was dead rock bottom and I didn't have nothing. I was just me and my wife. Man, and I'm talking about there was a struggle there for a minute, but for years people was telling me, man, dude, you need to go out on your own, go out on your own. I've been in business for almost 6 years now. But that first couple years, man,
That's
boy,
a digging.
I was
Tough.
looking, man,
That's digging.
look here. But I didn't realize what was going on. So I was panicking. I was like, man, what do I do? Come to work, hardly nothing to do. And, I didn't know what. But, long story short, man, I done got to the point now, man, I lean so much on my faith now.
Come on.
I don't even worry about a day that I ain't got nothing.
Come on now.
I just keep going. I take a vacation. I used to didn't want to take no vacation. I didn't even want to go home. I want to keep working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
now, hey, let's go. Let's
go.
do whatever. Let's
up?
hey.
I'd rather be broke with Jesus
There
Man,
you
look
go.
at here.
Come on, man. That's all I need.
than rich without it,
There
right?
you go,
Man,
for
look
real.
at here.
I realized through the whole that process of jumping, not being afraid of failure. That really taught me
That
a
point.
crazy lesson.
Yeah.
That point.
Like you failing several times. Like and you realize God is a God of many chances, of course. But if you failing so many times, and if you fail because you don't know how to deal with or handle it, it's gonna be you're gonna regret it. So you not being afraid of failure and going back at what your dream that you failed at several times. God see you. God see that you okay. He consistent, and the devil can't really mess with you right now because you ain't give up on. Because he tried to make you give up on it for one.
He tried real hard.
If y'all ever get a chance to read the book Outwitting the Devil it's like an interview with the devil. He's speaking with this interviewer. He's this journalist or whatever, and he's answering these questions. He said, "Man, the person that don't give up, the person that fails and go back at it, that's 2%. I can't deal with. I can't mess with him. I bow down to that one that fails and keep going at the same thing he just failed at, trying to find a different way. Every time trying to find a different way to manage and accomplish that goal or whatever they're trying to accomplish. And there's that 2%. It's only 2%. It's a 2% in this whole world. It's 2%. The 98, I got them because they're gonna fail and they're gonna give up on me.
That's right.
But that 2%, I can't do nothing with them. I can't touch them. And I stuck that. I read that about 2014, and they stuck with me also. But I want to be a part of that 2%. Cause I feel like he's coming at me, right? He's gonna try to make me, go in debt, and okay, you get depressed when you go in debt, when you get real deep into debt, or you get that bank account in the negatives. Oh man, what's next? I'm gonna come out of this right here, but it's always a way.
Always,
It's always a way, and God, he showed it. So not being afraid of failure, man, and keep on going, not giving up, being relentless to what you want to do. Definitely is very helpful.
And I can tell you, man, you got to be. The thing is that the Lord allows you to get prepared for a blessing.
Come on now.
Come on.
Oh man.
Sure.
So, you gotta, if you ever go back and you read about the talents, in the Bible we talk about
sir.
3 and what they gave them. The master went away, came back.
Yep.
One had buried in the ground,
Right.
other invested, and
Right.
all this other kind of
Yep.
stuff. You got to be, and you got to say, well, why this guy didn't get as much as this guy over here? Because he couldn't handle it.
Nope.
You weren't prepared for the blessing.
That's right.
So a lot of times when you jump and you hitting those rocks, he's preparing you for the blessing.
Yes.
You got to be prepared when that overflow finally comes.
Yep.
Can you handle it? That's why some people, they can't be multimillionaires. It would ruin
They
them.
ruined them.
Yes.
And we've seen it
Yeah.
multiple
Oh
times.
my God.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Not ready for it.
They're not ready for it. Look at all the guys in sports that, are broke
it is.
today.
Man.
All the money that came their way.
There it is.
Man, look
They
at
could not handle
There it
having
is.
that kind of cash
How
flow.
in the world they do that? Gosh, man.
Yeah, all that money.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
No investment, no nothing. Just,
no nothing.
Just giving your click. You buy your mama a house, your dad a car, big all that good stuff, and then you got the rest of the yes men, the minions around you, just trying to please them. You got it, you ain't had it before, you don't know what to do with it now, and that's when you lose it. And they make a documentary about you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, make a
Y'all out on
documentary
blast.
about how much you wasted.
Everybody know your financial situation.
Yeah, and
now,
I-
like,
Falling and broke.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just a lot of people that just get there and they miss the mark.
miss
A lot of that come from them failing to reverence the person that helped them get it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak
Yeah.
deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to you got to give back to what God has given you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why them blessings don't fall through like you want them to.
That's right.
And when they
Always-
come, you ain't ready.
Always be prepared to give.
Always.
Right.
Always.
It will come back
Always.
several fold. And don't always come back as dollar signs.
Right.
Man,
Right.
come on,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, me and my brother here, we was talking, and I was telling him, man, I say, man, the most powerful thing that I am so happy with, I say, man, that in all that I do, when I go to the doctor, I don't have nothing wrong with me. Like, that's my
Amen.
blessing right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? My mind is good.
Man, when you talk about mine, thing is that, I used to hear older people say, I'm in my right mind. And I never thought anything of it. But as I've gotten older and I've
Yes.
seen how things have changed and the amount of dementia
Yes.
that we got now,
That's right.
it means a lot to be in your right mind.
Yes.
That's a whole nother conversation about, just diving off into this whole thing about, and I got to do more research on this because I'm trying to wrap my mind around it myself. This whole thing about the brain and the myelin that actually makes up the nerves. Basically all that comes from cholesterol. And the thing is that we're always trying to do stuff to lower your cholesterol. So you're taking all this medication to lower your cholesterol. At some point, maybe cholesterol might be good for you. Maybe it might be some of this we're cutting off is why we see so much dementia now.
Look at that.
And I did read it.
I don't know if all that's true.
It's based on. I heard dementia it's not a thing that just happened because you're old. It's a health thing. It's based on health. I just read that too recently about. I think dementia is based on health. It's not just a, it's you're gonna get it at a certain age and so on and so forth. I heard it was based on health.
Yeah.
So so that means we can fight it. Apparently,
Yes.
we can beat dementia.
And I'm not encouraging people to go out there and get your cholesterol up or whatever.
Right.
I think
Sometimes you go overdo it though.
I think there's something to that, while we've seen this pendulum swing, and we're seeing the amount of dementia going up and stuff like that.
And I think they know.
Yeah, I think they know.
Who are they? That's the big thing. Who are the they?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They is who they
I mean, when we
is.
start talking about the they, man, they know that vaccine. They know that vaccine.
They know
Yeah, who is determined to be
It's
they?
the Illuminati, man. That's who it is.
I know.
Who do it.
The infamous they.
The infamous day.
Infamous day.
I can tell you, man. I can tell you since we've gone through COVID, the number of cancers have increased.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Childhood cancers. I've never seen so many young men come in with advanced, prostate cancer.
Wow.
I'm blown away. Here's a guy. He's younger than me, and he's already stage 4.
Ooh.
I'm just like, how? I've never seen that before.
Right.
I'm in the room about to cry too. I'm just like, man.
Young kid.
Yeah, I'm just like, how?
Yeah. What did he do? What is his diet like or something? What would cause that?
Well,
So young,
I got to be careful about my words and all this other kind of stuff. But I can tell you that, the thing is that we've seen a big change after going through COVID.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They say
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Was speaking of COVID and stuff like that. So, tell me this: how do you stay up to date with all of the new research and techniques that are being used?
You got to keep reading all the time, and you got to go to conferences and stuff like that. As part of the medical field, they require you to have continual medical education, CMEs. So you got to get out there and do all that to get all these extra credits and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So it's an ongoing thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always seeking knowledge, baby.
So,
But
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, he had asked earlier, once I decided to change my practice and become more of a cosmetic urologist,
Yeah, I was going there. You go ahead.
what I do now
Yes, sir.
is totally different. My company is Your Heart for Men. All right, you'll see up there. You see that rhino.
The rhino.
You
Yeah.
know, that's right. And you see he's got this long horn.
I done
Because
seen that in the stove before.
because everybody wants a bigger horn. And my thing now is what I do is I do male enhancement and erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
So, as a urologist, I've been doing erectile dysfunction for over 20 years. I'm the Viagra Cialis
Yes.
doctor and all this other kind of stuff. If you can't get erections, who do you go see? When the Viagra Cialis doesn't work. Now they send you to a urologist. This is what I've always done for over 20 years. And then I jumped off into this whole thing of cosmetically. I know, can I use the P word here?
Yeah.
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 You
Okay. Well, can I use the D word?
All of
Yeah,
it.
y'all love.
Okay. All right. Well, I make dicks bigger.
Hey.
All right.
That's what I do. That's what, and we always say horns
sound
up,
effect, Bird.
horns up.
Okay.
So my whole thing now is I start looking at what people want. Because I keep telling them what you need.
Right.
You know, you need to get your PSA check.
Uh-huh.
You know, you need to go get this check. You need to go do this. You need to get your, all this other kind of stuff. People don't want to pay for what they need.
That's
They
right.
pay for what they want.
That's right.
Right.
You know, so when you start talking about cosmetics, basically, I'm like, give them what they want. Guys want a bigger penis. And that's what I do now.
So what is PSA?
PSA stands for prosthetic
Prostate.
specific antigen.
Okay.
You know, so when we start talking about screening for prostate cancer and whatever, the 3 largest cancers out there is lung cancer, prostate cancer, and I just drew a blank on the third cancer. But the thing is, those are the three, and GI cancer, colon cancer.
Yes.
So, you know, basically, you got to be screened for those cancers. You know, so that's why they're telling guys all the time to get colonoscopies and stuff like that. You know, we've seen people die early in life now from colon cancer, you know, and we're seeing it now. We also see it with prostate cancer. You don't know until it's too late.
Right.
Right.
You know, when we start talking about prostate cancer, basically the symptoms are the same as just having an enlarged prostate. You know, so I'm getting up more at night. I notice my stream is slowing down. So what happens with the guy, you know, because of his testosterone level, testosterone causes the prostate to continue to grow. You know, so the older the guy is, the bigger the prostate can be. You know, just over time, just from the exposure to testosterone. So you got to think about the anatomy. I got 2 kidneys that filter blood and make urine. Urine goes down these tubes called ureters. It fills up inside of the bladder. When he urinates, it goes through the prostate, out the penis. All right, so my bladder stretches. It sends a signal to the brain that I got to pee. The brain sends a signal back down that says relax the sphincter and squeeze the bladder. The bladder's just nothing but a muscle balloon.
Right.
But the urine has to go through the prostate. What if that prostate is obstructive? You know, so now I only get half the urine out the bladder. So I get up, I go pee, I lay back down in the bed, and I got to get back up again.
Go again, yeah.
So, you know, some guys getting up 2-3 times a night because they can't empty it all the way out.
Right.
You know, or they go to empty and they don't empty well, and you see them over there, they're shaking because they didn't have enough force coming out to clear it through the urethra, which is the peeing channel, and the penis. So they dribble, you know, on their pants. They got, you know, and you notice it. If you ever go to a football game, right, and you notice, you know, the young guy comes in and he whips his penis out, and he's peeing, and he's like, done. Zip up, I'm gone. You know, Pop's in there like,
Yeah, leaning.
They leaning.
you know, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to increase intra-abdominal pressure
Right.
to transfer it to the bladder to help force that
Push it
urine
out, yeah.
past that big prostate so he can get it out. And you can hear his flow rate. You know, now this is where it's getting kind of weird, right? Because I'm a urologist and I'm in there and, you know, I'm used to listening to flow rate.
Yeah.
So I hear the guy beside me, you know, in there, and I hear he's just dribbling. You know?
Check that prostate,
Hey,
brother.
buddy,
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah. And I realized this guy has obstructive voiding.
Wow.
So, you know, it was another doctor friend, and I told him, I said, hey, man, I'm going to leave my card on the counter. You need to give me a call.
Wow.
You know, because I can listen to his flow rate and how he's peeing. I realized you got obstruction, and you're probably not emptying well. You know, so you really need to come and see me because you need some help.
Wow.
And I know that's pretty bold. You're like, man, what guy listen to other guys pee?
Yeah, you can't help them.
Somebody,
I want somebody to be listening to me. Well,
That's
please.
what I do.
I saved my life just for everything.
come here, stand by the bathroom. I'm
Yeah.
going to pee real quick.
Don't watch me, just listen to me.
Yeah.
Did it come out right?
It sound right?
Yeah. But
That's
see-
good. That's good.
So the thing is that is my prostate getting bigger because I'm blessed to be older, or is it getting bigger because of prostate cancer?
Right.
So then the thing is that that's why you got to get screened.
Yeah.
And the way to screen is to check your PSA because those prostate cells make PSA, prosthetic specific antigen. They make an antigen. So you go get your PSA level checked, and the normal PSA is less than 4. Everybody should remember that number, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So thing is that prostate cancer runs in families. All right. So if my granddaddy had it, and my uncle had it, and maybe my brother got it, then you're at risk because it runs in your family.
Right.
So now you're the guy, who needs to get his PSA checked early.
Right.
For my patients, I would say, come and get an initial PSA at age 35.
Damn.
All right.
Damn, I just
Then the
turned
thing
35.
about if it's normal, I'll see you back at age 40.
Damn.
All right. So, because we know it runs in your family. If it's still normal, maybe we'll check at 45. But by age 45, I'm like, we need to start checking every year because you are a high risk patient for prostate cancer. All right. By age 50, you got to get your PSA checked every year. And that's what you call screening. We're screening you for prostate cancer. But it takes two things to get screened. You got to have a PSA and you got to have a digital rectal exam. Digital being take my finger and put it up your butt. And most guys, they don't want nobody to put a finger up their butt. It's an Audi. It's not an innie. It's not like I enjoy putting a finger up your butt. But the thing is that the way I know is that every time I go in there and I check a prostate, for me, it's like bee sting saved a life. Bee sting saved a life because you can miss 30% of the cancers just because you didn't do a digital rectal exam.
Right.
So you say, hey, am I getting my PSA? Yeah, man, I'm getting my PSA. No, my doc said I ain't got to do it. Well, sometimes the doc said, I don't want to put a finger up your butt. But you weren't properly screened unless you get both done.
Right.
So, put your pride aside, drop your pants, bend over the table, and get that bee sting. And let them check your prostate. And make sure that nothing's
Dang, bro, that
missing.
sound real.
Well, hey man, look, me and my wife both just went and got colonoscopy, man.
Yeah.
That right
Good
there,
job, man.
that right there, man, was different because
Thought I was gonna say it was amazing. How about
no,
that?
man, get out of here. Well, okay, so I've had surgery before, right? And I had to be put under. So I already know once they put you to sleep, you're going to wake right back up in your mind. So I already knew, man, once I'm going to sleep, I'm waking right back up. And that's exactly what happened. Everything was over with. So I didn't, it was like I was just trying to feel like, is there anything different? No, ain't nothing different. The lady said, hey, Mr. Wells. I'm like, hey, lady, what up? It was over with. So it was just that simple. So it can't be that doggone bad.
So the colonoscopy is
They put a scope.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Scope, not the finger.
They put a whole scope.
So the
And I
scope
came-
smaller than the finger.
So you don't go to sleep when you bend over the counter and stuff.
No, you
All right,
don't
what
go
you
to
guys
sleep.
are talking about is totally two different things.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that
right.
I got it done, and I was scared out my wits, but I didn't tell my wife that because she was in the next room about to get hers done as well. But the thing is that I done got that part done. I do still need to go get the other thing, but it can't be that daggone bad.
Yeah, so the colon, you go further.
So
versus-
going back to what we talked about, the
Right.
three major cancers that kill men:
Right.
lung cancer,
Lung,
colon cancer,
Colon,
prostate cancer.
prostate.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, it just so happens that the Lord set the prostate up where I can put a finger in your rectum that's going into your colon, towards your colon, and I can feel the prostate. But that's two different things.
Right.
So the thing is that when you talk about colon cancer, you got to have a colonoscopy.
Right.
The oscopy part means scope.
Right.
All right. So I got to have a colonoscopy where I'm going to take a scope and I'm going to look back into your colon.
Right.
And I'm looking for anything. Do I need a biopsy? Does he have polyps?
Right.
Or whatever. So it's a visual check.
Yeah.
And we've gone farther where you can do stool samples and looking for cancer cells and all this other kind of stuff. But the thing is that the baseline test is to have a colonoscopy. Usually it's every 5 years unless you have something else going on where, they say, but that's done by a gastrointestinal doctor, all right? That's totally different. That's checking you for colon cancer because basically when you talk about the colon, if you ever ate chitlins,
Yeah.
the thing is that if you can imagine if you got a cancer and it's inside of that tube, which makes up the chitlin, all the cancer got to do is go get outside that tube and it spreads all over your body. And the tube is thin.
Yeah.
So when he looks in there, he's looking for anything abnormal. Do I need a biopsy or whatever?
Right.
Does your colon look normal? So they're going to pass it all the way up and slowly work their way back, looking for anything abnormal. Do I need to take biopsies or whatever? If they see something, they biopsy. Then the question becomes, is it cancer?
Yep.
has it invaded and gone through the colon.
Right.
Now we're talking about something major.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's a colonoscopy and a workup. That's totally different from prostate cancer.
Right.
All right, prostate cancer, I'm sticking my finger into the rectum just to feel the prostate. Now, the prostate should feel like what we call the thenar muscle. You know, if you make a fist, it's that muscle right there.
Right.
You know, so basically if I make it real tight, that's what the prostate should feel like. If I go up and feel the knuckle, like the knuckle on the thumb, that would be a nodule. But if the prostate's real soft, like the fist is, I don't make my fist real tight, and I push on it, maybe you got infection in your prostate if it's sore.
Oh, man. Right.
So you can have an elevated PSA. Your elevated PSA could be, I just got a big prostate. It could be that I have prostatitis, which is infection, or I truly have prostate cancer. So just because your PSA is high, it doesn't mean that you have prostate cancer. I got to rule out. Is it just a big prostate? Or is it infection? Or is it something else? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically it becomes a workup from a urology perspective, trying to figure out. But you got to get that PSA check because that's the screening tool that we have.
Okay. That's good information.
Yeah, that's
right there.
real good information.
Wow.
Ooh,
Man,
man.
I know I got to go ahead and go get something.
Yeah,
All right,
gotta take it serious.
I'm up in age too, so.
Yeah,
I
if
need to.
you got basically in your family and you know your granddad had prostate cancer, your uncle had prostate cancer, you know the other men in your family have prostate, and you're not getting your PSA check, that's just negligence.
Right.
And you know,
No
so
history of it.
at one point, you know, maybe it's ignorance. I didn't know. But if you listen to this podcast with Seven Smoke, I just told you.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you're
Right.
negligent.
Just told you.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
you're negligent.
Gotcha.
So if you don't know that, cause you don't want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, in this day and time, it hurts to be
Now.
stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
for real.
man.
It hurts and it's
yeah.
expensive.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We'll change the game on you.
Yeah.
So the thing is that what I was talking about, this whole thing with male enhancement,
Okay.
we're changing the game.
Changing the game.
Changing the game. You know, because there are guys out there that they're not small, they just want to be bigger, or a guy that was small and now he wants to be bigger. But, you know, it doesn't matter. The question becomes, what do you want to do for your body? So basically, I could have a guy come in to see me, no surgery, no cutting, it's painless, go home same day, back at work the next day, and it's permanent for life.
Dang.
So I can get your penis up to whatever size you want it to be. Now, what we use a patented filler that uses all FDA-approved products, and it causes the body to replicate collagen. So once I use my filler, the filler gets reabsorbed by the body, but it made the body make more collagen. So now that bigger penis that you have is all your tissue, and it's permanent for life. So I can get a guy up to whatever size. So I got guys that come and see me 2-3 times, you know, because I can make them bigger and bigger and bigger. Every time they see me, they're gonna pick up 3 1/4 to an inch in girth. So I just posted a video. In the last 48 hours, this video has had over 720,000 views. It went viral.
Wow.
Where I'm just talking to a guy before actually doing this procedure, and he was coming back, you know, for a repeat procedure because he wanted to get up to a certain size. This guy is very body conscious. You know, he works out, you know, and all this other into bodybuilding. Used to play football and all this other kind of stuff. He wasn't a small guy. He just wanted to be bigger. You know, now he got a weapon.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, he got a weapon down there.
So it's like
you know.
BBL for men.
I was down just saying.
Hey, I showed
just
up
said
about
it.
thinking about that.
Yeah, baby.
Say that boy need a license to carry, don't he?
Yeah. So, you know, what's that, BDL?
BBL.
Oh,
BBL,
Women
BBL.
get the,
BBL.
the butt enhancement that most
Yeah.
women get.
Well,
That's-
one of my buddies, y'all know Shawty the comedian?
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Shawty,
yeah.
what my name is?
Yeah.
You know, he kind of coined this term of BDL, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, women talk about Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
he's like, I
yeah.
got a Brazilian dick lift. So, you know, he had me, and I
Boy,
remember,
you got a BDL.
I remember when I made Shorty bigger, right? Shorty came down, you know, and I made him bigger, and I pulled back the sheets. He was like, man, that look like a baby Warris laying down.
I bet he won't say that on stage. I bet.
Dude.
Never know, man.
Never
Dude,
know.
He is
that
he
dude's
is
a
going
nut, man.
he is going viral talking about
Okay.
his big penis.
And he on the radio show now too. So
yeah, I was on with Young Jock and
Yeah,
Shawty
yeah,
and
yeah,
all this other
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, talking, and that's my whole thing is that I'm trying to get rid of the stigma about male enhancement. Here's the crazy thing, and I was talking to somebody this morning about this. I was like, look, women will invest in their bodies.
Yeah.
They get their hair done.
Yep.
They get their nails done.
Yeah.
They'll get a breast lift. They do liposuction. They do BBLs. The biggest investment in general for men is to get a haircut.
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 That is-
Gotta get a
that's-
You know?
haircut.
And then for those that say, okay, I'll pay for a gym membership or maybe I get some supplements. But actually, overall, it's hard to get some dudes just put on lotion.
I'm one of
You know,
them.
I'm like,
one of
I can't even get this dude.
Hey, I don't know why.
You know,
I believe he was
like,
looking at your hands when he said that.
Hey,
did it today,
won't
I'm
catch
like,
me slipping.
you
No
won't even
more.
invest in your body enough to buy some lotion, some quality
The smaller,
lotion
the little thing.
with your ashy ass.
Hey, I just know I'm gonna go outside and finish sweating, but I don't even worry about it.
I know.
Oh man.
So the thing is that, you know, when you make a guy's penis bigger, actually, I'm watching the confidence level go out the roof.
There you go.
You know, I got some stories out there, man, that, you know, actually breaks my heart. You know, I had a brother, you see, he and I was talking. You know, he's been married for 14 years. Great provider, took care of her and all this other kind of stuff. And then, you know, he found out she stepped out.
Dang.
You know, and she came back and she said, well, I did it because I wasn't being satisfied. You're too small.
Man.
Dang.
Wow.
You know, you realize how she crushed him?
Yeah.
Oh man, that would
You
do
know,
it.
she basically told him, your penis so small, I just had to go get something bigger.
Yes. You
And I
came
told
back
him, I
and
said,
that?
look,
14 years?
14 years. He found out she was stepping out because she came across somebody who was hung.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you know what?
Man.
I said, bruh, look me in the eye. After this procedure, that will never happen again. Because we finna change the game.
And alimony with a
He-
hip
he
paid
stayed
for
with
too.
her, What I want to know.
Well, the thing was is that he was still with her. He said, you know, we're trying to see, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay, whatever. I said, man, that's your decision.
Dang.
I said, but, you know, if I could say this, once I make you bigger, just let her experience it one time.
One
Man.
time. And then let her leave.
No,
Leave
just
her.
go outside the
And
front
leave.
yard, put on some sweatpants, and do some jumping
Yeah.
jacks.
Yeah.
And then
Put them great sweatpants on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get my Nike sweat going Walmart.
During the divorce, you're going to see what you missed.
That's right. Just one good beat down.
Yeah. Look at this now.
Hey, the alimony gonna pay for it, ain't it? Well, you hear me?
Down, boy. Oh, man.
Oh man.
Oh, my goodness.
So what actually drove you or got you into this?
Hey, good question, Cowboy.
Yeah, good question.
Well, you know, it kind of goes back to, you know, this whole progression of being burnt out. And then the thing about it is that, you know, I actually sit down and talk to guys and they say, Doc, can you do anything about this? You know,
And it's what's now. It's like you said, it's
right.
the new time.
You know,
and
some of my older guys like, man, that thing don't shrunk up on me. You know, it ain't what it used to be. You know, or you see guys, you know, getting ready to do a prostate exam, they down there trying to pull it out, you know, stretch it, because, you know, they, you know, or, you know, we see it all the time. You're in the, you know, you're a football player. You know, you see it in the locker room. Guy, you know, he's over there changing clothes. He turned to the wall.
Yeah.
Because I don't want nobody looking at my junk.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
confident
yeah.
about my size.
Yeah.
You know, some guys don't even want their wife to see them naked getting out the shower because they're uncomfortable
Wow,
about
that's
their
tough.
size.
Wow.
I'm just like,
Wow.
you only live once. Why not go through this life with a big dick?
Right.
I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right.
Just points up.
Hey, look here. I got a word for the sponsor. Don't let this distract you. That if you having a problem with your size, please go to Euro Hard. He can make you bigger.
I'm just like, man, change the game. Change the game. Why not? Why not?
Man.
If you can get it done safely, no surgery, no cutting,
No pain.
painless. I've actually had guys pull up 18-wheeler, pull up into the parking lot, cars on the back, climb out, come in, give me 2 hours, and then you get back in your truck and you roll out.
Wow.
Bigger for life.
Yeah.
Just 2
Ball
hours?
game.
Well, the first hour,
hours.
hours is getting them ready, and the procedure itself takes less than an hour. Yeah, just give me 2 hours.
Hey, the light bulb just went up top of his head when you said just 2 hours?
Right, it sounds like a drive-through situation.
Just 2 hours.
I assume most surgeries be like a day, like a whole day kind of
about
process.
8 hours.
right?
No side
Yeah,
effects?
that's stuck in my head.
Huh?
You know?
No side effects?
Dude, I've had it done twice myself. No side effects.
No side effects. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've seen all the different types of male enhancement, fat transfer, putting implants in and all this other kind of stuff. What? But then when I actually saw this procedure, that's the first time as a surgeon I was like, I want that. And the thing is that I've said this in a video. I don't consider myself an average guy. I'm electrical engineer, bioengineer, medical school, surgeon. I ain't never been average about nothing.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I thought I was average, not small. I just thought I was average. And I was like, I ain't gotta be.
It is. Mindset.
But look here. I'm different. Let's go.
That's right.
No, man. Why we average right here? Come on, let's go.
So the guys on my team, I just tell them, you look around the room, you like, they not like us.
They not like
The big boy club.
That's what. Come on now. Come on, baby. I don't need your help yet, Doc. Thank God. I don't need your help yet. But hey.
And remember now, it ain't
know.
about being small. It's about wanting to be bigger. I've had some guys come in my office. I'm like, why? Why you want the procedure done? The thing's already halfway down your thigh. But hey, he wanted to be bigger, so I made him bigger. I asked him, did he want a second time? He said, I don't want to hurt nobody.
It may be a turn on.
Yeah.
Can't take
Yeah.
can't
Could
take, so
be.
that may be discouraging.
What is the price?
Excellent question. So the thing about it, if you talk about the anatomy of the penis, the head of the penis is the glans, all right, and then there's the shaft. To do the glans is like $3,500. The shaft is $7,000, but shaft and glans is like $9,950. All right. So the thing is that when you say, oh, I got to spend $9,000 plus dollars, almost $10,000, yeah, but this is permanent for life. We're changing the game.
Yeah.
This ain't like
Right.
you're just going to get it done. No, we're going to make sure you're right. And when we actually do this procedure, I require guys to send me pictures every 3 days back through our portal, so everything is, basically HIPAA compliant
Right.
and all this other kind of stuff. So I want to make sure you have no problems. You get our cell phone number. We got your cell phone number. We're tracking to make sure you're fine, to make sure you get the results that we're looking for. Every time you get the procedure done, you're going to pick up 3 1/4 to an inch in size. So you can come and get it done multiple times, till you get up to the size that you want to be. I mean, I literally got Coke cans walking around out there.
No,
I don't,
man.
I don't recommend being a Coke can, but
Hurting somebody.
I'm just saying, usually, if you get an erection, you should be bigger than this mic, or at least a mic size.
Girth.
That's girth.
That's
Now let's
girth.
talk about girth, because I talk to women all the time about what do you prefer, girth versus length. And the thing is that because our minds are so skewed from watching porn and all this other kind of stuff, guys think I got to be down to my kneecap. Well, you could have a 10-inch pencil that just hits all the way back to your cervix, and now you got an angle for the walls and all this other kind of. Another guy can come back with 4 inches of a burrito. Right? He got a 4-inch burrito.
4 inch.
4 inches. He ain't got but 4
Four.
inches. But all the nerves are located in the walls of the vagina.
right.
So he's stretching everything.
Right.
She feels every move he makes. That's where the nerves are. So you got your 10-inch pencil. I got my 4-inch burrito. I'd rather have a 4-inch burrito.
Winning.
Ding, ding, ding. You can't follow behind me.
And the other thing I tell guys, I say, because you got to understand the anatomy of the vagina.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you talk about the vagina, all we know is the clitoris is located up top. But the clitoris is actually shaped like a wishbone. So inside, there's like wishbone arms that go down both sides of the vagina.
Right.
So now when I go in there and I stretch, I'm stretching that wishbone. I'm stretching all that. Because of my burrito that, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you go in there with your 10-inch pill. The worst question a guy can ever ask, is it in yet?
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Golly.
I know. If you're on my team,
Bad work.
if you're on my team, all you got to listen for is just that. No.
Yeah,
You know you're
now.
in.
Yeah.
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 Because you changed the game.
Change the game.
That's
Wow.
right.
Either
Hard.
that or you talking
Euro
about
hard, the
either
game
that or you
changer.
talking about wait a minute, wait a minute. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Wait, what's my safe words?
I can tell you, man, the thing about it is that, I got guys that say, man, I've been married for over 30 years. Actually, this will be 35 years.
Hey,
in
Congratulations.
December.
Congratulations.
Love that.
And to be comfortable in a relationship and all this other kind of stuff, actually, after a while, you've been married for so many years, some things become routine. You do this position, you do that position, da-da-da-da-da, you're doing the things you like, whatever. Y'all very comfortable with one another's body. That's your wife.
Right.
What if you could be comfortable, but then actually change the game?
Yeah.
I'm in there with my wife who I'm very comfortable, but I just brought something else that's all me, and I just changed the game. You can actually elevate your marriage by changing the game. So I try to get guys to wrap their mind around it. Don't get so complacent that I ain't got to do nothing extra. You see what I'm saying? Go in there and change the game.
Sell it, man. Sell it.
Change the game, baby.
Hey, go to www.eurohard.com.
That's right. It's
Let them know.
yourheart.com.
Yeah. Let them know.
That's the actual
I like
website.
He said, "Was
Is that the website?
Oh, I was like,
No, you asking. He been
So I can plug it in.
Yourheart.com is my website.
Eurohard.com.
Thank you for that.
Good job.
All right.
Same employee, you feel me?
UROHARD.com. Or you can find us at Your Heart on Instagram and TikTok. That's what I was talking about. On TikTok, we went viral.
Yeah.
You can look it up. Just type in Your Heart. When you see the rhino pop up.
That's it.
And since we went viral, man, I can tell people are going back, watching my videos. The views have just popped and all this other kind of stuff, But we're changing the game, man.
It's good.
One
That's
penis
dope.
at a time.
Penis at a time.
man. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
I say I was changing the game one street at a time. You said one piece at a time.
That's right.
Okay,
love
I
that.
like
That's
that.
good. That's good. Much needed information. Definitely got my eyes open on a lot. Not just the whole penis side of things, but everything else. Getting checked. That's important.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about
men's
erectile
wellness.
dysfunction
See,
yet.
No.
the erectile. Come on, see, and that's also.
That's a big hitter.
Right. So can you go in? Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, when we talk
we need more
about
time.
when we talk about, do we have time?
Oh, we got time.
All right, when we
We got
talk
time.
about erectile dysfunction, you need three basic things.
Okay.
All right, you need good blood flow, you need good nerves, and you need desire. So a guy's got to be hitting on all three cylinders to get a good erection. All right.
And desire is a mental thing.
Well, the thing is that when we talk about blood flow,
Mhm.
that's the blood coming into the penis,
Right.
and it goes in there and it traps, and now you got an erection.
Right.
All right?
Right.
The two major things that affect blood flow, the two biggest things, is diabetes and hypertension. All right? Then we talk about nerves. Usually we're concerned about guys who've had prostate cancer surgery or radiation or some type of injury that injured the nerves to the penis. Desire, that's your testosterone level.
Okay.
So I can have a guy who got good blood flow. He's never had anything done to his pelvis, but he just don't want none. And the wife is like, what's up? Why? You got somebody else? You just come home and you're on the couch. You don't want to do nothing. He go to work every day. He come home, he's tired. He used to go out and do stuff in the yard. He just ain't got energy for that.
Yeah.
That guy needs to get his testosterone level. Go to the gym, he ain't getting no response. You're working out, but it seems like I don't want to go to the gym. testosterone is low. So you got to be hitting all. You got to have desire. You got to got good nerves, and then you got to have blood flow. Now, when we talk about blood flow, the two biggest things that I mentioned, diabetes and hypertension. If you're a diabetic and you don't know how to play the game, you're gonna fail. It's like you're playing a spades game for your life.
Wow.
But I don't know how to play spades. So I come in and I ask you, what's your hemoglobin A1C? And you look at me like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm like, bruh,
You playing.
can you pull your phone out and say, Siri, what is A1C? You got a whole library right there in your pocket.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? All you got to do is ask. The thing is, that's your glycosylated hemoglobin. And basically what happens is that, and I try to give people these different scenarios just to help people wrap their mind around it, is that if you're a diabetic and you got all this sugar in your bloodstream, what it causes the red blood cells to stick together and they become sticky. The red blood cells need to form like a roulette formation where they stack, like certs or something like that, like the candy stack, right? Mentos or whatever, they stack up, all right? So anyway, they need to stack to get into the small blood vessels, all right? So the red blood cells carry oxygen. Now, if they're all clumped together in a ball, they can't get into the small blood vessels. So what runs with the small blood vessels are the nerves. All right, so what happens with the diabetic is they got all the sugar, the blood flow can't get into the small vessels, so what's going to happen to the nerves? They start to die. So a diabetic is getting signals, but they don't recognize the signals.
Wow.
Right.
Seem like my feet are tingling, they kind of prickly, and all this other kind of stuff. That's your body slowly dying. The nerves are dying in your feet.
Wow.
A diabetic can step on a nail and not even know they got a nail in their foot. They can have a heart attack, and it only signal they get is hiccups, because all the nerves are dying.
Wow.
So basically, diabetes doesn't hurt; it's a slow death. Now, the thing is that basically what happens with diabetes can be controlled. So I ask a person, I say, what's your hemoglobin A1C? I don't know. What's normal A1C? I don't know. So you're going to lose. If you're a diabetic and you don't know what your A1C is, and you're a diabetic and you're not controlling your diabetes, you will lose your erections. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Right.
So a lot of guys that come in to see me, they coming in to see me because they can't get erections no more. So what I want to know is, are you a diabetic? Are you hypertensive? Or do you have the 1-2 punch, diabetes and hypertension? Because what happens with hypertension, the thing is that all that pressure, basically the pressure, your blood pressure is so high, we got to get your pressure down because it's destroying the other organs in your body, like the eyes, the brain, the kidneys. They can't handle that boom, 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 high pressure. So the doctor says, I need to put you on a blood pressure medication. All right, that's great because they're saving all the organs. But there's one organ that gets unhappy if it can't get enough pressure. That's the penis. The penis is like, I ain't got enough pressure to get happy. I can't get bigger. So the thing is, I can't get an erection because I ain't got enough pressure to push the blood flow in there.
Right.
Now, if you got diabetes and hypertension, you're destroying the vessels. The nerves are dying. I can't put enough pressure in there. That person right there, they got a problem with getting erections for sure because they got the 1-2 punch.
Damn.
So the thing is you got to know. Now, here's the question that I always throw out there. And I ask guys, is anybody putting anything in your mouth?
Nope.
And it's silence. Why? Because what you mean, doc? Is somebody putting something in my mouth? Because as a diabetic, basically what it comes down to is your blood sugar. Your blood sugar can be controlled by what you eat.
Very much so.
And the
You
thing about it
control
is that
You
nobody
control,
puts
that's right.
anything in your mouth.
But
Right.
yourself.
So who's the problem?
Yourself.
You are.
You're the
Wow.
problem.
That's right. That's right.
So does
Intake.
anybody put anything in your mouth. So if you're diabetic and your blood sugars are uncontrolled, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
Now the question becomes, is it that I just didn't know, I'm ignorant, or am I stupid? Because I told you, you cannot go over here and you can't be eating the cornbread. You don't need to eat the grits. You don't need to be eating potato chips. You don't need to drink sweet drinks. Basically, I tell my diabetics this. Basically, I need you to eat meat, vegetables, and drink water. That should be basically your diet. Meat, vegetables, and drink water. You can drink coffee, but drink it black, because ain't nothing but beans and water.
Yeah.
So if you go to meat, vegetables, your A1C will drop within 3 months. Because basically what you're doing is you're getting the carbs out. Oh, I want fried chicken. Well, fried chicken is dipped in batter. All right, all that flour is just another form of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm drinking zero sugar Coke.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that basically it's zero sugar because they don't put sugar in it, but
Artificial.
they put sugar's cousin
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
It's not him,
Yeah.
No.
but it's his son
Yeah.
or his nephew,
Yeah.
which
It's
is actually
a
6
gimmicky.
times sweet. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero sugar is a gimmick.
Zero sugar.
So
and
you know,
still
people are like,
sweet.
oh, I just drink, you know,
I
You know-
give them diet Coke.
yeah, I'm
Same
drinking
thing.
Diet Coke. I'm like, please, man. and they actually
man.
go for the
Might as
trick.
well
Yeah.
drink a regular.
You know,
Yeah,
and
right.
according, you know, to the FDA, you can say that, but you're falling for the gimmick.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to drink water. Get your A1C down. And once again, if your A1C is not controlled, I have to ask a simple question. Does anybody put anything in your mouth?
That's right.
Oh
right.
man,
That's right.
that's good. There.
Man, yeah.
That's
Good
good.
question for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all know y'all A1C?
I don't know nothing.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Well, if you're not a diabetic, it's not your
Yeah,
focus.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're a diabetic and you don't know what your A1C is, or you don't understand what A1C is, you're finna lose the game.
Yeah.
You didn't ask to play.
Right.
You didn't want to have diabetes,
Nope.
you know, but you got thrown into this game of life,
Right.
and you're trying to win.
Yeah.
But your stupid behind won't learn how to play the game.
Right.
You're gonna lose.
Right.
You're gonna lose.
So you gonna lose.
Like keeping it real, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I sit down and tell guys, I said, look, man, you know, normal A1C is less than 6. Yours is over 10.
Yeah.
I said, bruh, in the next 10 years, you're going to be a shadow of what you are now. Forget about erections.
God, too many.
You lose. You're lost.
Because the thing is, it
Big
starts
time.
with the furthest thing from your heart is the toe.
Yeah.
I can't get blood flow down into the toe because of small vessels and the nerves are dying. My feet are always tingling. So I lose a toe, then I lose a foot, and then I lose a leg. Now I'm in a wheelchair. How many diabetics do you see pushing around in a wheelchair?
Oh man.
They don't lost a foot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and all this other. They got to wear special shoes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, did anybody teach you how to eat? Well, okay, maybe I don't know, but okay, can you just start off by just eating meat, vegetables, water?
Yeah.
You can have baked chicken, rotisserie chicken, grilled chicken. You just can't have fried chicken.
Right.
All right,
Yeah,
you
baked
can eat
chicken.
Ford hook beans, collard greens, you know, string bean, asparagus. All right, you can have all of that. You know, you can have water to drink. You just can't have sweet tea. You can't have lemonades.
Right.
You know, when you go in the store, I'd rather you go over there and eat some fried skins than go over here and eat some potato chips.
Man.
You sit down, and you go over here. You know, not that fried skins are that healthy, you know, but the thing is that you're getting away from all the carbs.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the killer
Yeah.
because that gets transferred into sugars.
Yes.
So what you're trying to do is get the sugar out of my life. You know, when I first saw my A1C climbing, knowing that, hey, I got diabetics in my family, you know, my A1C was 6.3. I'm pre-diabetic. I'm like, yo, dude, I got to change this. So immediately, I start changing the way I ate. Within 3 months, my A1C dropped down to 5.2.
Wow.
Just because I was like, I wouldn't even chew chewing gum because it got sugar in it. Don't give me no piece of peppermint. I don't want no sugar. None whatsoever.
Wow.
And after a while, you know, that's the whole thing. You sit down for breakfast. For breakfast, we talking about biscuit, grits, eggs,
Yeah.
you know, bacon. Okay, you can have the eggs, you can have the bacon, but you can't have the grits.
Right.
You can't eat a biscuit. All that is carbs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give it up. French fries. I'd rather you eat a sweet potato fry than a regular white potato fry.
Right.
Thing be so
Right.
good.
Right.
You know, so if you go out, you be like, I just want some French fries. Okay, well, eat sweet potato fries. You know, that's what I do. I don't eat regular fries. That's just straight carbs.
So
All
you
that
frown.
sugar. Huh?
So you frown.
Well, you know, if I go out to a restaurant or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, but I get up in the morning, I'll have a piece of chicken, some collard greens, you know, and a glass of water and maybe some black eyed peas for breakfast.
You had that for breakfast?
For breakfast. Because the thing about it is that we've been taught to eat a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah, that was,
You know,
that was,
so
yeah,
you
that's-
think in your mind that you got to have bacon, eggs, and all this other kind of stuff. But you're a diabetic. I'd rather you go eat some rotisserie chicken, some collard greens, and some black eyed peas with a glass of water for breakfast.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah, breakfast
Ain't nothing
for dinner,
wrong
though.
with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But it like you just said, like it was like a man-made
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
like even
that's
like
right.
you're saying, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That was said by, you know, that man said that. That wasn't a thing. So
Right.
I mean, like you said, you can eat anything for breakfast.
Yeah.
As long as it's healthy. You
That's
get
right.
through the day, whatever. You know. what
Eat
I'm
them
saying?
leftovers from yesterday.
Leftover, yeah, for sure.
That's your breakfast right there.
And I like breakfast, but
That's
sometimes
right.
I just
But
I
don't
like-
eat them
I like
grits.
chicken
Don't eat that biscuit.
too. Mm.
I can't remember last time I had a biscuit.
No toast, no none of that.
Toast. I don't eat bread.
What?
Bread is out.
Wow.
So I mean I don't eat sandwiches.
Right,
I don't
was
eat
about to say,
hamburgers. I don't eat hot dogs.
yeah. Veggie burger,
Now I eat the burger.
the burger with the
I eat the
lettuce.
burger, but I don't eat the bread. I eat the hot dog, but I don't eat the bun.
Oh,
Boy.
And I'm not even a diabetic, but that's how I'm telling my diabetics, you
Yeah.
got to eat that way.
yeah.
Throw away the buns. You can have the lettuce and the tomato and the burger itself, but you can't eat the bun.
They started to make hamburgers with the lettuce and stuff on the
Yeah,
outside.
the lettuce,
now.
Lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
So
Lettuce
that's
wrap.
what you rather have. I eat a lot of lettuce wraps
They're good.
Yeah.
I had
You know.
a couple of them.
because you're trying to get away from all that bread.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm finna go to Subway.
Don't do Subway.
Because of all that bread.
All the bread.
If you're a diabetic,
A lot
man,
of
you up there
bread.
eating all that bread,
Man.
that's going to turn into straight sugar. I'm trying to eat healthy. I eat Subway. You eating all that bread.
Yeah.
What about fruit?
That's a gimmick, man.
What
for
about what?
real.
Fruits. Certain fruits.
Excellent question, because the thing is that certain fruits have a high glycemic index.
Mm-hmm.
So some fruits have more sugar in them than others. You can actually Google it or get on Chat GPT and whatever. But, you know, a grape might have a different amount of sugar in it compared to a nectarine or whatever. But the thing is that, first of all, get things under control.
Yeah.
Then the next thing is going back to godly principles, do everything in moderation. All right.
That's
So
right.
now I can go over here and I might eat a plum or have a couple of grapes, but I can't sit there and eat them all the time
Right.
Right.
because they're gonna run my sugar up.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So the thing is that, you know, first of all, you got to be strict and say, let's get it under control. You know, all I'm eating is meat, vegetables, drinking water. I got my diabetes under control. Yeah, every once in a while I might eat, you know, a little fruit, but I don't eat fruit all the time because it runs my sugar up.
Right. Okay.
So it becomes a moderation thing.
Gotcha.
You know, and for that guy over there with erectile dysfunction and you're destroying your vessels, because there's small vessels in the penis. You know, so, you know, if you can't get erections and you're basically everything's out of control, I gotta ask you again, is anybody putting anything in your mouth? Because you're in control of this.
Yeah.
You're the problem. Why are you eating like that?
Man.
It's either you just stupid or you ignorant. I'm telling you, stop it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, plan on suffering.
Yep.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah,
That wife and kids that dependent on you, and your blood sugar is out of control. You don't love them, do you?
Selfish. Sure.
Yeah.
Very,
Because you
very
won't
selfish.
sacrifice for them.
Yeah.
Very selfish. Hey, so I got a question for you. Now they're doing this thing going around TikTok and Instagram, the watermelon fast for 3 days. But they're adding now like the grilled chicken, roasted mashed potatoes, and like asparagus for lunch or whatever. Is that something good?
First of all, you know I'm not eating any mashed potatoes because that's just
Yeah,
straight sugar.
Right.
All right. and I'm not eating any form of any potato. Potatoes are out. If a diabetic, potatoes out. You don't eat potatoes,
Right.
unless it's a sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
All right. So the thing is, you got to get that out of your life. You know, when you start talking about, you know, a watermelon, you know, everything's in moderation.
Right.
I'd rather you go over there and eat some collard greens, some black eyed peas, and a rotisserie chicken with a glass of water. After a while, you don't really miss anything.
You don't.
Right.
You know,
Because you're eating the same thing anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't eat the breads.
Right.
You know, I only eat the carbs. I'm not eating the potatoes. You don't give me no grits. I don't eat potato chips and none of that. That's out. I'm done with that in my life.
Doritos.
Man,
Well, look at
cream,
you.
man.
Doritos, you don't eat that.
Man,
You know, all that processed food and all this other kind of stuff.
Doritos.
That stuff is a killer, man. You know, in certain countries, they won't even allow Doritos.
Yeah.
You know, because of all the stuff. It's amazing, man. If you go to South America, American food comes with a warning label.
Absolutely.
Made in America. Warning.
Yeah.
Made in
Yeah.
America.
I just had this conversation the other day with somebody that was talking about how McDonald's in America, how it's so unhealthy, but in other countries, the stuff that the preservatives that they put in the food for America at McDonald's, other
different.
countries don't allow it. However, there's still McDonald's there.
There's still McDonald's,
They
right?
change. They know what's healthy. The McDonald's owner, whoever, they know what's healthy because other countries let them know, hey, we can't have this unhealthy stuff over here. But we're gonna let it go in America though, cause they cool with it. But we're gonna change it up just to have our business over here in your country. But so we're gonna get healthy over here, and so it's like it's a game for sure.
Dude, it's a game, man. If you ever been to Jamaica, go to KFC in Jamaica. It's totally different. The chicken, KFC tastes totally different in Jamaica.
And I done been over there and seen the KFC and ain't even went in there.
Dude, people be like crowded
Really?
Really?
outside of KFC.
Man, I go
Jamaicans love KFC. You know, and I don't eat a lot of fried chicken. You know, so I'm not a diabetic, so every once in a while I might eat some fried chicken. You know, but the thing is that when I tried the fried chicken down there, I was like, oh my God.
Like that.
It
It's
tastes
like
better?
that. Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, man.
There's a reason
Now
why,
I'm going over there.
you know, when
Go
you
straight
grew
to
up,
KFC.
you never saw chicken as big as the chicken that we eat now.
Oh man, yeah, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
That's because it's put on steroids.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, pay attention now. The thing is that we start noticing our kids always grow up bigger than us
Man, I'm talking about real big.
because they got all the steroids they get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is that if their bodies are bigger and their bodies are growing bigger than our bodies, you know, so, you know, all of a sudden you got this kid, he in high school, but he a man child.
Yeah.
Big,
You know-
big man.
You know, like
Yeah.
how this dude get so big? You know, he like 9th, 10th grade. He's huge because of his diet. He eating all this food with steroids in it or whatever.
Yep.
But the steroids just cause his bones, his muscles, and everything to get bigger. What if it's a tumor?
Wow.
That's gonna grow too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so let me ask you. 'Cause I think you kind of answered a little bit, but I just want to get a better understanding. So, are the sugars that's in fruits, are they different sugars? And then, what about juicing and doing like smoothies and stuff like that?
Well, the thing is that I'm not a dietitian, but
Right.
the thing is that when you juice, you can do different types of juicing. You know, you could go in here and you can juice with spinach and all this other kind of stuff, but you got to do everything in moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah. So if you're a diabetic, then I'm not going to go over here and eat this smoothie, drink this smoothie with all these different fruits in it because it's going to spike my sugars.
Right.
But you're not a diabetic. Okay, I can handle that. My body can handle it. But understand this, as you get older, your body will change. The stuff that you used to eat when you were younger, you can't tolerate that now since you're older. And people don't recognize that. That's why they don't pay attention to their bowel habits. You know, now I can't drink milk. Back when I was a little kid, I drank milk every day. You know, but now I've gotten older, I became lactose intolerant. Well, the thing is, my body stopped making the lactase, which is the enzyme to break down the lactose, was the sugar. So now I don't have the enzyme to break it down. So now what happens, I get all that sugar from the milk, the lactose sugar. And if you ever take, you ever take some sugar and you drop a little water on it, it automatically absorbs it.
That's right.
Because sugar pulls water in. It's a gradient. So if I got a bunch of sugar in my gut, then what's going to happen with all the water? It's coming into the gut. Next thing you know, I got bloating. I got diarrhea because I couldn't break the sugar down. Now I got all that sugar in my gut. I go in there and drink milk. I'm pooping like crazy.
Yeah.
Because basically I got a big sugar bolus in my gut, and now I'm pooping like crazy because I can't break down the sugar.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, talking about that, but getting back to your company, your what you do now. How far do you travel to go and do what you do, or everything is done in house?
We got 3 locations. We're in Atlanta. We are also my main office in Warner Robins, Georgia, and we're in Jacksonville, Florida. But I got guys that fly from all over. I got guys that fly in from different parts of the country, coming in. I got guys talking to me from other countries,
Wow.
that want to come in and fly in and have it done and stuff like that. So guys fly in, they get it done. I got guys, I say, you can do a turn and burn. You can fly in that morning to Atlanta, get your rental car, come down, do your procedure. It only takes 2 hours. Drive back to Atlanta, catch another flight, and you're back in Seattle. You're back in D.C. So I've had guys coming down from Washington, D.C., Louisiana, Texas. They're coming in, because they want to be bigger.
Okay. All right. So the next question, going along with that, what is the length of time that you have to wait before you actually do any action after you get it done?
Great question. Great question. I always tell guys, I always say 40 days and 40 nights, just like in the Bible. But during that 40-day period, what's happening is the body is replicating collagen. So that's why, we say no anal, no oral, no type of sex, because the collagen matrix is being formed. So I don't want you to do anything except for pee through your penis. Don't mess up my good work. That's what I tell guys. I say, look, we put a lot of time in making sure you got a good outcome, making sure things look great. And then you're going to go over here and you start using it. Now all of a sudden, you come back, Doc, it's lumpy bumpy. I'm like, what are you doing? You were basically destroying the cellular structure that was forming. So every 3 days, you got to send us pictures because we're documenting, we're following. We're like, why does that look that way? Are you having sex ahead of time? You got, and if
Ready to show it.
I'll just say, I say, look, if you give me 40 days, I'll give you back a lifetime of bigger penis.
It is.
Just give me 40 days.
40 days, baby. 40 days, baby.
Be disciplined and give them 40 days.
For 40 days.
Shoot.
Trust me, it's worth it. Change the game.
Celebrate.
Celebrate real good. Okay.
I got a question because I heard you kind of breeze past that earlier. How do you just casually sit down with Steve Harvey?
Thing is that he's got a ranch where he's doing something for kids and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, basically I went over to help out with the kids.
Gotcha.
And then afterwards, I kind of got put into the inner group of guys that kind of went over to his house and, we was over there talking about fishing or whatever. Steve's on the grill. We're all sitting there kind of laughing and joking,
Wow.
And, Steve is heavy into health conscious.
Yeah.
So this guy is very serious about his health. We was talking about being healthy and all this other kind of stuff. So, that's how we got a chance just to kind of sit there and talk.
Pretty dope.
Okay.
And I've had some people out of his camp come and
Very
see me
much
for
so.
different reasons and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Dope.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's
that's
real
dope.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But I haven't yet to get him to invite me on to that platform and say, hey, talk about, what you do.
Yeah, because
Right.
you have doctors on there
Yeah,
sometimes.
very
Yeah,
much
so I'm hoping maybe one day I'll get big enough where he'll say, hey, why don't you come over here and talk about what you do.
you're a
Big
celebrity
us.
now, book.
You big to us, sure.
Very
Yeah,
much
we
so.
Platform.
There, definitely. So let me ask you a question. How did you get into cigars?
Thing is that everybody got their inner circle of guys that you hang out with and stuff like that, and basically in my circle we started enjoying sitting around talking like this. And, enjoying a good cigar is relaxing.
Yes, sir.
Very much.
You sit back and you relax, you smoke a cigar, and it just kind of grew from there where, I enjoy having a good cigar and stuff like that, because it's a form of relaxation. You eat a good meal, You sit back, you smoke a cigar. You know, I don't smoke cigarettes or anything, but I smoke a cigar. I smoke a pipe, you know, stuff like that. But it became one of those things of relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what's one of your favorites?
You know, the thing is that when I started out, you know, I was into the very mild cigars with flavors and stuff like that. And then I got more into, you know, cigars that were a little bit stronger. I turned green a couple of times because, you know, I didn't understand or I didn't hold to that
think we all
thing of,
did
that.
don't,
Man,
if you're blowing it out through your nose, you're swallowing the smoke. You know, so at that point, you know, after I got sick a couple of times, I kind of went back to the mild. So I kind of like this Dun Rafa. It's a very mild cigar. You know, it's slightly flavored or whatever. But, you know, I like my cigars mild because I don't like being green. So I kind of go towards the mild cigar. But the guys out there who are, you know, much more, you know, into smoking cigars than I am, they can handle a stronger cigar. Well, you know, you start smoking a cigar and it gets stronger and stronger as you get further down. I have to put that thing down, man. I'm like, oh, I'm getting lightheaded. I'm gonna put it
different
down.
levels.
Yeah. Different levels. Of it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay.
Ain't no shame in my game. Put
Yes,
it
sir.
down.
I'm with
Right.
you when you're right.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got a question for you. Aside from the smoking cigars and the life of being Dr. Melvin Fussell, the question I would put to you is the younger you proud of the older you that you are now?
Say that question one more time.
Is the younger you proud of the
Older.
now Dr. Melvin Fussell right now?
I think so, man. I look back. It's been a process. You know, I've had a lot of struggles where I had to overcome stuff. You know, being the first black here, the second black there, and you know, and going through times where you know, I didn't think I was gonna make it through. You know, or I wanted to quit. You know, I think I look back on residency. You know, and you know when I was if you go into the conference, you seen the like amphitheater.
Yeah.
You know, and the lecturer's down at the bottom, and everybody's sitting there. I walk into the room, I'm the only black guy. You know, all these white coats, all these other doctors. So if I was early, if I was late, or if I wasn't showing up, it was easy to find me. Yep. You know, so I always had that pressure. You know, and all this other kind of stuff. You know, so I look back on those days and all that I had to go through and all this other kind of stuff. You know, and I realized that, you know, it wasn't but nothing but that relationship with Jesus Christ that got me there.
Oh, man.
You know, when you realize mama can't help me,
Yes, sir.
daddy can't help me, my brothers and sisters can't help me, you know, because I'm going through something that, you know, others ain't going through, you know. So I look back and I believe the younger me is like, man, you did okay. You made it through.
Yep.
You know, when he looks at the older me.
Like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
good.
sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
good. I like that.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
I love
Shoot,
it.
man.
I love it.
But, man,
Well, I know y'all get a little speechless, but let me just throw this one other thing out here because this was like one of, you know, the stories that I always look back as a success story. Basically, a friend of mine had prostate cancer. And when they took his prostate out, you know, they had to go wide on the margins. So they actually cut the nerves. So now they cut the nerves to the penis, so he couldn't get erections anymore. You know, and I was telling this story earlier today, and basically what happened was this was a very athletic guy. He run marathons and all this other kind of stuff. He's going to probably do a podcast with me. So, you know, now the thing is that he took care of his body. He didn't want prostate cancer. He developed prostate cancer. He selected to have his prostate removed, but the thing was his nerves were cut. This guy went 11 years with no erections.
wow.
Jeez.
And he was like, I refuse to go through any more surgery. Because he could have had a penile implant where you could pump it up, pump.
Pump.
You know, that's inflatable penile prosthesis. You know, that was offered to him, but he was like, I don't want no more surgery. Ain't nobody over cutting on me. I'm fine. You know, so the thing is that he actually met someone special. And the thing was, it was somebody that he knew back from his college days and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, she was trying to, you know, contact him and they exchanged numbers. She's sending she's trying to send him pictures and all this other kind of stuff. Let's do this, but he's not responding. And finally, she was like, "What's wrong? You don't like me?" Because they used to like each other back in college. Well, the thing is that he had to admit to her that I had prostate cancer, and now I'm impotent.
Right.
They cut the nerves. I can't get erections after my surgery.
Yeah.
So he was like, I just elected just to let it go. So I ain't trying to have relationships because I realized as a man, I can't satisfy you on that level.
Right.
Well, the thing is that, this young lady was actually his roommate's sister back in college.
Okay.
So he liked her, but he, out of respect for his roommate,
Right.
he was like, I ain't gonna try to get on your sister.
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
So anyway, the thing is that they always liked each other, whatever. So, he went back to his roommate and said, "Hey man, do you mind if I try to talk to your sister?" And he was like, "Dude, I've seen what you've gone through over the years."
Yeah.
Because he lost his wife.
Wow.
And basically his wife developed a debilitating disease, and he took care of her to the day she passed. She drew her last breath.
Right.
He was faithful, stood by his wife or whatever. He said, "I know what kind of guy you are.
Yeah.
I consider honor
Yeah.
if you dated my sister."
Right.
So he went back to her and he said, "Okay, as long as you understand, I can't perform."
Right.
And she was like, she talked to her brother and she was like, "I don't care. I just want to be with you
Good man.
because I know the
man.
quality
Good man.
of
Wow.
guy that you
Yeah.
are."
Wow.
Right.
So they formed a relationship and all this other kind of stuff. And he came to me and he said, "Hey, I ain't having no surgery. I'm going to tell you right now. Surgery is out. Can you do anything to help me out?" And I said, "Yeah, I can help you out." So basically we had to go through some steps. Because if you can imagine, if you haven't had an erection in 11 years, if I took this arm and I did it like this and I kept it in this position for 11 years, this arm is going to atrophy down.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I ain't
right.
never stretching it out.
Right.
That's right.
Same thing with the penis.
Right.
If I got a penis down here and I don't get any blood flow in there, it's getting tighter.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the old guys say, "Man, it look like it's shriveled up." Yeah, hell yeah, it's shriveled up because you ain't running no blood flow through it.
Right.
So the thing is, this first thing we had to do is we had to rehab his penis. I had to get blood flow back in there. But as of today, now he gets erections that last up to 2 hours.
Wow.
So he went from I can't get erections to now I get erections that last for 2 hours, no surgery, nothing like that. So when I finally ran into her, she came and gave me a big hug. And she was like, "Thank you, thank you,
Complete
thank you."
man now.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, "Look, you loved him when he couldn't."
Wow. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos to her for sure.
It's a long time.
Absolutely.
11 years?
Hey.
11
That's
years,
a long time.
man.
Wow.
11
Wow.
years. That's
Wow.
why I was like, they called me the Lazarus doctor.
Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Bring
Brought
it
it from the
back.
dead.
Bring it back from the
Bring
dead.
him back, yeah. Hey, stood him up.
I see you.
Yeah, Ali.
Oh yeah, I like that, man.
Wow.
I like that.
I like that. That's a great story to end with.
Great story to
That's,
end
that's,
with,
that's a
man.
good one, man. Before we get out of here for sure, man, I just again Lester Cromer, downtown on Main, man. He
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your ribbon cutting on Saturday. They came out and showed out. Looked nice. Everybody looked black tie. Beautiful. Everybody was beautiful. People came from all over the different states. Georgia, Florida.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Maryland, GTG, some other cigar clubs and organizations came through. It was a beautiful night, man. But I just want to thank you for allowing us to be here tonight to do this interview. It means a lot. Thank you for your support, for sure. Things that you've done for and with Seven Smoke Cigars, man. We hats off to you and much appreciated, man. We surely appreciate you so much for all the love and support that you give us and allowing us to be here tonight. And also, Mr. Fussell right here
Yes, sir.
for Dr. Fussell. I'm sorry, Dr. Fussell.
Dr. Fussell.
For giving us some of his time. He's a busy man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But he took the time out to let us pick his brain a little bit. And we learned a lot. This is a great interview because we was all unknown.
Very
Well, the
much
things
so.
that he told was unknown to us. A lot of things that he told us tonight was unknown to us, and we learn from it, and we gonna use it. We better. If we're gonna be smart, play the game, like you say, play the game.
Play the game.
right.
Don't
Play
be
the game,
behind in
baby.
the game, man. And so we need that information, and you bless us with that, and we appreciate that also. And this won't be the last time we talk. I'm sure it won't be the last interview either. You know,
Definitely.
And shout out to his lovely wife also. She didn't want to be on camera tonight because she didn't want to take his time away. But she's very powerful, passionate also. We're going to get her on. Thank you for allowing him to be here tonight also. But yeah, man, great interview. We look forward to doing it again sometime in the future. And I don't know, bring some of your friends on. some of the guys that you've blessed.
Hey man, I would love to do that.
That'll be dope.
I would love to do that.
Let them
man.
talk about this.
Yeah,
Give
let 'em
their
talk-
testimony or
yeah.
whatever. That'll be dope.
Yeah.
You know, so
I like that.
yeah, that'll be
real
good.
dope.
That'll be good. That'll be real good. Testimonials. That's what I'm talking about. For sure. But go ahead, Calvin. You got
Yeah,
it.
take us on out of here, man.
Oh man, one more. You forgot one more.
Come on.
What that?
Thank Miss
Miss
Christina.
Miss
Cheek.
Christina
Oh,
Cheeks.
Miss
Yeah,
Cheek.
Absolutely.
Miss
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's been very, very vital
Yes.
in playing
She's
the in
reason we
between
got
getting
my
to
doctor,
know
our
everybody.
doctor on here tonight. She's the
So-
reason for sure. She
Yeah,
found
She's the
us.
connect.
Yeah, definitely a great connect, man. Full circle for sure.
Yes, sir.
Full
Yes,
circle
sir.
for
It's
sure,
It's her
man.
superpower.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a unicorn over there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Appreciate you, Christina Cheek, man, for all that you do. Shout out to the South Georgia Black Chambers.
Yes.
Shout out to them, man. They're amazing. They was part of the ribbon cutting
cutting.
for downtown on Main on Saturday night. So it was a beautiful thing. They came out and showed out also.
I'll be joining.
A lot of love. Say it again.
Gonna be
I say I'll be
He'll be
joining.
joining.
Yeah,
Oh,
there it
look
is.
at that.
There it is. Shout out to Billows out of
Yeah.
Albany, man. They showed up. They gonna be joining also. I got the word Saturday night. So yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing that's happening right now in South Georgia, and
it's
a lot of
going-
hidden gems
Man, listen.
right here around us, amongst us, y'all. We gotta be open and willing to explore, and not have been, and don't be afraid to jump.
Yeah. There you
Shout out
go.
to Steve
to
Hart. You know what I'm saying? But you got it, Cal.
Take
Dang,
us out,
you
Cal.
just got on my cliff over here.
Sorry, buddy.
God.
Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
we
I'm
all-
at a kitty
hey,
table for a reason. Y'all
we
know
standing
why.
on the cliff, man.
Man,
We
we're
ready to
standing on the
jump
cliff.
now.
I'm ready to
Ready
jump.
to
You know what I'm saying?
Jump, baby, jump.
You jump first.
Y'all better catch
I'm gonna jump behind you. Hey man, but listen, man. If when you get done listening to this interview, make sure that you take something from this interview. Make sure that you get what you need.
Sure.
Also, if you need a little extra more work, you young men, you go over here to eurohard.com and come see Dr. Melvin Fussell.
Young men and old men.
Young men,
That's
old
right.
men,
That's right.
all the men. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, y'all know we don't do it by ourselves. In and out, who we got to my left?
Oh man, your boy A Diggity Dog checking in. Yes, sir. It's me.
Cigar Law, man, at the kitty table still, baby.
You got Iron Bird in the building.
And yours truly, Cowboy Cal. And one more time for downtown on Main in Tifton, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lester Cromer.
sir.
Man, he's a
Appreciate it.
wonderful host, and he sponsored this interview for today, and we thank him so much
Absolutely.
immensely. We love him. He's definitely our brother for life.
For sure.
Man, I just got to tell y'all, man. Listen, when y'all get ready to jump off the cliff, make sure that you take the Lord with you, and that's gonna be your
on.
parachute.
Come on now.
And then when all
Come on
else
now.
fails,
Come on,
you
B.
know what to do. What we do at the end of the day:
Oh baby.
smoke.